third party just got exposed. DM's family snapped. Archangel Michael says, "My child, pay attention. The truth that has been hidden for so long is about to come to light. What was whispered in darkness will now be shouted in clarity." You see, some people try to play games with your life. They insert themselves into situations where they don't belong, hoping to cause confusion, pain, or heartbreak. And sometimes, they think they're invisible. But nothing escapes the eyes of the universe. Nothing. Today, we are witnessing a moment that is both shocking and liberating. The third party who thought they could manipulate, deceive, and control, has just been exposed. The DMs that were meant to stay private are now revealed. Every secret they thought was safe is now in the open. Families who have been silently observing begin to speak up. Their patience has limits, and this was the breaking point. You will see reactions that are raw, real, and powerful. The kind of reactions that only come when the truth is undeniable. Let me tell you what happens when a family snaps. They protect their own. They stand as a wall of truth and justice. They confront lies with unwavering courage. And they let the person trying to harm their loved one know that the games are over. In this story, the third party had been sly, subtle, even charming. But charm cannot hide a deceitful heart forever. When the DMs were revealed, the lies, the manipulation, the intentions, all laid bare. And now, accountability is unavoidable. The person who was being targeted? This is your moment of awakening. See clearly. Understand the motives. Recognize the patterns. No longer are you blind to the scheme. The exposure of this third party gives you power. The power to reclaim your life, your peace, and your happiness. Archangel Michael says, stand strong. Do not let anger or fear control you. Use the truth as your shield, and let clarity guide your steps. Now, the family's response is important. They didn't wait for apologies. They didn't wait for excuses. They acted with immediate resolve, confronting the messages, protecting their loved one, and shutting down the deceit. Their love and loyalty became the strongest force in the room. The third party might try to justify themselves, or to manipulate the narrative again. But remember, light always exposes darkness. No more hidden whispers. No more shadows. Every action has consequences, and every lie finds its way into the open. And here's the truth for you, my child, you are not powerless. When deceit tries to enter your life, clarity and courage are your strongest allies. Do not let fear or shame hold you back. Speak your truth. Stand for your boundaries. Protect your heart with wisdom, not revenge. What happens next is important. The third party may feel embarrassed, even humiliated. They may attempt to make amends or cover up. But their exposure has changed everything. The foundation of lies they built is collapsing, and there's no going back. This moment is more than just drama. It is a lesson. A lesson about honesty, integrity, and the importance of guarding your life against those who mean harm. The universe has its own way of ensuring justice, and you are witnessing it in real time. And remember, my child, when truth shines, it doesn't just punish the deceitful. It heals. It frees. It allows love, trust, and authenticity to grow where manipulation once thrived. So take a deep breath. Feel the relief. Watch as the family stands together, as the third party's schemes unravel, and as your life shifts toward clarity. Your peace, your strength, and your happiness are non-negotiable. Archangel Michael says, you are protected. You are guided. Let go of what no longer serves you and step fully into the light of truth. This exposure is a turning point. A defining moment where lies meet reality. Where truth meets courage. And where your heart can finally breathe without fear. Stay strong. Stand firm. Let this be a reminder that no darkness lasts forever. The universe always has a way of revealing what is hidden, and what is hidden always carries a lesson for those willing to learn. And as a gentle reminder, my child, if you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. Archangel Michael says, my child, you must now see clearly. The ripples of exposure will reach further than you expect, touching everyone involved. Truth has a way of spreading fast, and it cannot be contained. The third party is now in full panic mode. Every attempt to cover their tracks fails. Every lie that was carefully crafted begins to unravel. And in the background, the family watches, unwavering. They don't react with chaos, they react with purpose. Their goal is simple: protect their loved one and ensure the deceit is fully exposed. You will notice how people who were previously silent now speak up. Friends, acquaintances, even bystanders, they begin to share what they know. The network of truth expands. The web of lies that the third party thought was invisible is collapsing thread by thread. It's in moments like these that clarity shines the brightest. You start noticing patterns you missed before. Signs you dismissed. Red flags you ignored. And suddenly, everything makes sense. The confusion, the manipulation, the secret messages, it all forms a picture, and that picture shows exactly who the third party is. Archangel Michael says, do not be afraid to confront reality. Sometimes, what seems painful is actually a blessing in disguise. The exposure of deceit is a gift to your soul. And the family? Their reaction is both fierce and precise. They don't scream or shout unnecessarily. Instead, they act strategically. They document the proof, confront the messages with authority, and make it clear that such behavior will never be tolerated again. Their presence alone sends a strong message: protection and truth will always prevail over manipulation. Meanwhile, the person who was being targeted begins to feel relief. The heavy burden of uncertainty, of wondering who to trust, starts to lift. For the first time in months, or maybe even years, they see that they are not alone. Their family stands beside them. The universe has sent guidance. And justice is unfolding in real time. Archangel Michael says, "Remember, my child, exposure is not revenge. It is the natural order. Lies cannot survive the light. Let the truth guide your actions, and your heart will remain safe." Even as the third party tries to recover, to make excuses, to twist the narrative, it's too late. The damage is done. The lies are exposed, and the truth is now undeniable. They may try to regain control, but control is no longer theirs to hold. The power has shifted, and it now belongs to clarity, to justice, and to protection. This is a turning point. Not just for the third party, but for everyone involved. Lessons are being learned. Boundaries are being reinforced. And a strong message is sent to anyone else who might think about meddling: the truth always finds a way. Archangel Michael says, "Stand strong. Keep your heart open, but your mind clear. Those who are meant to support you will always be by your side. Those who intend harm will always be revealed." The world may watch this unfold, or it may remain a private victory, but the energy has shifted irreversibly. What was once secret is now open. What was once confusing is now clear. And the soul of the person targeted is finally free from fear, doubt, and manipulation. The third party may attempt to salvage their reputation, but in truth, nothing can erase the lessons learned. Trust has been rebuilt, boundaries have been strengthened, and clarity has replaced uncertainty. And as the universe continues its work, the family's loyalty remains steadfast. They are the guardians of truth, the protectors of love, and the witnesses to the power of exposure. Archangel Michael says, "Take this moment to breathe, my child. You are safe. You are guided. And the light of truth will always protect you." Archangel Michael says, "My child, do not underestimate the power of truth. What is revealed cannot be hidden again, and every word spoken in deception will now serve as a lesson for all involved. The third party is now fully exposed. Their once hidden actions and intentions are out in the open. Every DM, every whispered message, every secretive plan, they all surface. And with each revelation, the tension rises. The room feels charged, almost electric, as the weight of the truth presses down. The family is no longer just reacting, they are leading. With wisdom and clarity, they navigate the situation, ensuring that no more lies can slip through the cracks. Their actions are firm but measured, showing that protection does not always need anger, sometimes it only needs unwavering resolve. Meanwhile, the person who was deceived begins to reclaim their power. They start to see who truly belongs in their life and who does not. Every lie exposed is a step toward freedom. Every secret revealed is a step toward peace. And every protective action by the family reinforces that they are never alone. Archangel Michael says, "When deception is exposed, do not waste energy on anger. Instead, focus on healing and clarity. The universe has a plan, and this exposure is a part of it. The third party may react with shock, embarrassment, or even attempts to manipulate the situation further. But their efforts are futile. The foundation of lies has crumbled, and nothing can rebuild it. The only way forward for them is reflection, accountability, and learning from their mistakes. In the background, friends and allies begin to weigh in. Some may have suspected the truth all along, but now they see it clearly. Their support strengthens the person who was deceived, reinforcing the reality that they are surrounded by people who truly care. The atmosphere is intense, but also liberating. The truth has a way of freeing those who have been trapped in confusion and fear. Every revelation, no matter how small, removes a layer of uncertainty. And as the final pieces of the puzzle fall into place, clarity shines brighter than ever. Archangel Michael says, "Courage is required in moments like this. Stand firm in your truth. Allow the exposure of deceit to strengthen your heart, rather than harden it." The third party now realizes that their games have ended. There is no more hiding, no more manipulation. The energy has shifted, and the power is no longer theirs. Instead, it flows to honesty, transparency, and protection, the forces that always triumph over deception. For the person who was targeted, this moment marks a new beginning. The burden of suspicion and fear is lifted. Their heart can now trust again, guided by clarity and strengthened by the unwavering support of their family. Every lie that was revealed becomes a stepping stone toward empowerment and wisdom. Archangel Michael says, "You are safe, my child. Stand in your light and let no one dim it. Those who are meant to stay in your life will align with your truth. Those who are not will be revealed." And as the dust settles, a sense of calm begins to replace the chaos. The exposure has brought an unexpected gift, clarity. And in that clarity, the person who was deceived sees not only who the third party really is, but also the love, loyalty, and protection that surrounds them. Archangel Michael says, "My child, now that the truth has emerged, it is time to watch how hearts respond. This is a moment of reckoning, a moment where loyalty and love are tested, and where justice is quietly served." The third party is now feeling the full weight of exposure. Their attempts to manipulate, charm, or excuse themselves are no longer effective. Every lie that once seemed hidden is now public knowledge, and the realization of their actions begins to sink in. The family's response remains steady and unwavering. They confront the situation with clarity, ensuring that no ambiguity is left. They do not allow fear, anger, or emotion to cloud their judgment. Instead, they act with intelligence and determination. Their goal is simple: protect their loved one, teach a lesson, and ensure the deceit does not continue. Archangel Michael says, "When someone tries to harm your life with lies, know that the universe always intervenes. The light of truth is your greatest ally. Stand tall and let it shine through you." As the confrontation continues, the third party begins to unravel. Words stumble, excuses falter, and the carefully constructed image they once projected begins to collapse. Their credibility is gone, replaced by shame and exposure. And while they may wish to regain control, the power has shifted entirely. Meanwhile, the person who was deceived begins to feel an unexpected sense of relief. The confusion that once clouded their heart starts to fade. Every interaction, every message that once caused doubt, now serves as confirmation of the truth. They finally see who genuinely cares and who never belonged in their life. Friends and allies now step in to support the family's stance. Some have suspected the third party all along, but seeing the full picture empowers them to speak up. Their voices reinforce the message that manipulation will not be tolerated. Together, the family and friends form an unbreakable network of truth and protection. Archangel Michael says, "Strength is not measured by anger or retaliation, but by the clarity and protection you hold for those you love." Let this moment remind you of your power and the love that surrounds you. The third party's desperation grows as they realize their schemes have been defeated. Every attempt to regain trust is met with skepticism. Every excuse falls flat. And slowly, they understand that they are now accountable for their actions. This is a turning point, not just for them, but for everyone who has witnessed the exposure. For the person who was deceived, this is more than just a moment of clarity, it is a rebirth. The burden of lies, manipulation, and doubt is lifted. They begin to see their own strength, the power of boundaries, and the protection that comes from truth. No longer are they a pawn in someone else's game. They are fully empowered to move forward. Archangel Michael says, "The exposure of deceit is not punishment, my child. It is the universe's way of guiding you toward clarity, protection, and peace. Embrace it fully and let your heart be free." As calm returns, the person who was targeted recognizes the importance of surrounding themselves with truth and loyalty. Those who were supportive and caring stand close. Those who sought harm are now distant, their influence broken. And the family, having acted as the guardians of truth, watches with quiet pride, knowing they have protected what matters most. The third party may attempt to salvage their image, but it is clear that their time of influence is over. The story is now rewritten, guided by truth, clarity, and protection. The energy has shifted, and there is no going back to the shadows. Archangel Michael says, "My child, now is the time to embrace the lessons that truth has revealed." The exposure of deceit is not only a moment of justice, but also a moment of empowerment. Your heart is stronger, your mind clearer, and your path brighter than ever before. The third party, having been fully exposed, realizes that their influence has ended. Their manipulation cannot continue, and the network of lies they built crumbles around them. They may feel anger, shame, or regret, but the power is no longer theirs. The universe has a way of balancing all actions, and what was meant to harm is now a lesson for growth. The person who was deceived now stands tall. Every secret revealed, every DM exposed, every lie uncovered has strengthened their awareness and resilience. They no longer carry the weight of uncertainty or fear. Instead, they carry clarity, confidence, and an understanding that they deserve honesty and respect in all relationships. Archangel Michael says, "Trust the journey, my child. Those who are meant to remain in your life will honor your truth. Those who are not will be shown the way out. Protect your heart, and let love and wisdom guide you." The family, having acted with courage and discernment, now watches as peace is restored. Their actions have not only protected their loved one but have also set a clear boundary: deception will never be tolerated. The unity and loyalty of the family shine brightly, reinforcing the strength that comes from love and protection. Friends and allies who stood by now witness the transformation. They see how clarity and truth have reshaped the situation, giving the person who was targeted the power to move forward without fear or doubt. Every lie that once threatened them now serves as a stepping stone toward personal growth and emotional strength. Archangel Michael says, "Do not look back in anger, my child. Look forward with courage. The truth has set you free, and freedom is the greatest gift of all. Embrace it fully." The third party may attempt to apologize or explain themselves, but the moment of accountability has passed. Words alone cannot erase the exposure. Actions moving forward will determine if any genuine lessons have been learned. The universe has already delivered the consequences, and justice is aligned. For the person who was deceived, the journey ahead is one of empowerment. They now understand the value of boundaries, the importance of discernment, and the strength that comes from standing firm in truth. The exposure of the third party has not only revealed deceit but has also unveiled courage, resilience, and clarity within themselves. Archangel Michael says, "Your heart is protected, your mind is clear, and your spirit is strong. Move forward with confidence, knowing that you are surrounded by love, truth, and unwavering guidance." And as life continues, the lessons of this moment remain. Deception cannot survive in the light, truth always finds its way, and love, loyalty, and clarity are the strongest shields against manipulation. The person who was targeted emerges stronger, wiser, and fully free from the third party's influence. Archangel Michael says, "My child, the path forward is clear. The exposure of deceit has opened the door to freedom, clarity, and strength. Embrace this moment fully, for it marks the beginning of a new chapter in your life." The third party, now fully revealed, may try one last time to manipulate perception, but their influence is gone. Every word, every action, every hidden intent has been brought into the light. And in that light, they are powerless. The truth cannot be denied, and the universe ensures that justice prevails without fail. The person who was deceived begins to truly feel the weight lifting off their shoulders. For months, maybe years, they carried confusion, doubt, and anxiety caused by manipulation. Now, clarity reigns. The mind is at peace, and the heart is free to make decisions based on truth rather than fear. Archangel Michael says, "Stand tall, my child. Your clarity is your power. Your heart, once clouded by deceit, now beats with certainty and confidence. Walk forward knowing you are protected. The family continues to act as a shield, ensuring that no further harm can enter. Their unity, love, and wisdom create a protective environment where honesty is honored and boundaries are respected. This environment allows the person who was deceived to heal fully and regain trust in themselves and others. Meanwhile, the third party faces the consequences of their actions. They may feel shame, regret, or even anger, but these emotions serve as a lesson. They learn that manipulation and deception are temporary powers, but truth and integrity are eternal. The exposure is a turning point not just for the person deceived, but also for the one who sought to harm. Archangel Michael says, "Do not be burdened by what has passed, my child. Let it guide you, not bind you. Every truth revealed, every lesson learned, is a step toward your greater purpose." The person who was targeted begins to set boundaries more clearly. They now know who belongs in their life and who does not. They approach relationships with discernment and confidence, never allowing deceit to take root again. Every interaction is now guided by clarity and wisdom. Friends and allies remain close, offering encouragement, support, and affirmation. The bonds that were tested by deception are now stronger than ever. Loyalty and honesty become the foundation of every relationship, and any attempt at manipulation is easily recognized and blocked. Archangel Michael says, "Courage and clarity will be your constant companions, my child. Let the exposure of deceit remind you that you are never alone, and that truth always guides the way." As the energy settles, a sense of peace and empowerment fills the space. The person who was deceived feels lighter, freer, and more confident. Their heart no longer carries fear or doubt. The third party's influence is gone, and what remains is strength, clarity, and protection. Archangel Michael says, "My child, now that the truth has fully revealed itself, take a moment to breathe. This is not just the end of deception, it is the beginning of your freedom, your clarity, and your power." The third party has been fully exposed, and their attempts to manipulate, control, or deceive are over. Their words no longer hold power. Their hidden messages are now visible to all, and the influence they once thought they had is gone. This moment marks accountability, not just for them, but for the lessons they leave behind. The person who was targeted now feels a profound sense of liberation. The confusion, doubt, and fear that once clouded their mind have lifted. They can finally see clearly who belongs in their life and who does not. Every lie revealed has become a stepping stone toward their growth, their strength, and their peace. Archangel Michael says, "Stand in your light, my child. What has been revealed cannot harm you now. Use this clarity to protect your heart, guide your choices, and embrace the love and loyalty that surrounds you." The family remains a steadfast force, their love and protection unwavering. Their actions have ensured that truth prevails, and their support strengthens the person who was deceived. Together, they have turned a moment of manipulation into a triumph of clarity and loyalty. Friends and allies also witness the transformation. They see the strength, courage, and wisdom that emerges when truth is honored. Bonds of trust are reinforced, and anyone who seeks deceit or harm now clearly understands that their actions will be exposed. Archangel Michael says, "Let this be a reminder, my child, that deception cannot survive in the light. The universe will always ensure that truth finds its way, and those who are aligned with love, honesty, and integrity will be protected." Now, the person who was deceived is empowered. They set strong boundaries, embrace their truth, and navigate relationships with clarity and confidence. They no longer carry the burden of fear or doubt. Their heart is free, their mind is clear, and their spirit is strong. The third party may continue to feel regret, shame, or embarrassment, but these emotions cannot undo the exposure. The lesson is learned: manipulation may tempt, but it cannot last. The universe ensures balance, and truth always triumphs over deception. Archangel Michael says, "Move forward with courage, my child. Let the lessons of this experience guide you, protect you, and strengthen you. You are never alone, and the light of truth will always be by your side." This moment is not just an ending, it is a new beginning. The power of exposure has freed the person who was targeted, strengthened their relationships, and reinforced the value of honesty and loyalty in every aspect of life.